Hello, Year 3, and welcome to my next assembly. I wanted to start by saying well done for completing your first term distance learning. Lots of people have been coming onto Google Meet to ask lots of questions and to check work. I'm seeing more people on Edmodo commenting on activities and liking my videos, which is lovely. And it's also been great to see people using lots of different programs like Canva or PowerPoint to complete tasks. I've actually wanted to pick out a few brilliant pieces of work, but there have been so many over this first term. Freddie has written a brilliant description of the garden in the story we are reading, The Tree House. Juno and William's blackout posters were fantastic. Charlie did a beautiful piece of creative writing. George made an amazing basketball video. If you haven't seen it, do try and watch it. My favourite was the shot from the top window of his house. Bessie made a beautiful VE Day poster. Bella and Zach videoed one of their science experiments, which was fantastic to watch. And there's been many, many more. So do keep sending that work in. It's lovely to see your efforts. This week I want to talk to you about being kind. It's the easiest thing to do, being kind, but I think the most important. Things may have been a little bit difficult for some of your siblings or some of your family over these last couple of months. So being kind or doing something helpful could really make the difference to somebody's day. I'm going to show you a few things that you might be able to do just to be extra helpful or extra kind. And I've maybe included a couple of my own tips as well. Have fun watching. One thing you could do to be helpful could be to make somebody a drink. I'm going to make a cup of tea here, and this is my first tip. Lots of people disagree of how to make cups of tea, but this is the correct method. First of all, you put the tea bag in, and then you very carefully add the water. Remember, if you do this, maybe make sure you have some help because the water is very hot. It doesn't have to be tea, but I'm showing you tea because lots of grown-ups like tea. And then you add the milk. And not too much milk. You don't want it to be too pale. So that is my first tip. Maybe you could make somebody a drink. Maybe you could tidy your room if it's a little bit messy. Now my next tip is have a box for different toys or different things. That way it's easier to tidy it away and easier to get it back out when you want to use it again. So I have a box here for train track. I have a box for play food. And I have a box for puzzle pieces. So there's my next tip. Maybe you could help tidy somewhere in your house. The next thing you could do is maybe do some washing up. So I've made sure I've got some nice warm water here. And my next tip, don't just put the things in there and then put them straight on the rack to dry. You have to scrub them really carefully. Make sure you get rid of all of the leftover food. And then make sure you rinse it as well. So there's my next tip. Maybe you could do some washing up at home. Make sure you scrub the objects, rinse them, and then leave them to dry. That would be very helpful. The next thing you could do is maybe fold the washing and put it away. And my tip for doing this is fold carefully because you don't want to put lots of creases in, but make a pile for each person. And that way it's easier to put it away. So this is my son's pile. And this will be my pile. And that way it's quicker to put it away. So there you go. Another job you could do and another tip for you. I hope that's given you a few ideas. See if you can be extra helpful or do something kind for someone in your family over the next couple of weeks. I just wanted to finish by reading a quote. You will have heard this before, and I believe Mr. Clark has read this quote out before in assembly. It's from the author Roald Dahl. I think probably kindness is my number one attribute in a human being. I'll put it before any of the things like courage or bravery or generosity or anything else. Kindness. That simple word, to be kind. It covers everything to my mind. If you're kind, that's it. And I know I have lots of kind and helpful people in year three. Thank you for watching year three and have a lovely half term. Hope to see you soon.